Well, AI images can look incredible, but the moment you try to build a sequence out of it, it all falls apart. But Nano Banana Pro and Gemini 3 have changed that. Today I'm going to show you how you can take a single image and export a consistent amount of infinite angles, all using just a single prompt. You get the same character, same style, same environment, shot after shot. And of course, once we do that, we unlock the possibilities of creating a sequence that feels real. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Harshit, and let's start building this up. All right, so here I am on my machine, and the very first thing that we would need for this is a base image. Now, I have put together a prompt for you that you can use either in Gemini or in ChatGPT and generate a very pleasing image for yourself. Now let me quickly show you that prompt. So here is this prompt and you can use this to generate a cinematic image for you. I've already done that and I'll show you the image that I'm going to use. So this is the image that I have been able to come up with, and we are going to use this and generate an entire or generate a small movie using this image. Cool. All right, so now I'm in this Google Flow and I want to start a new project. So I'm going to say create with Flow. That should bring me up an option to open a new project. I'm going to hit that. And over here, for the base image that I've shown you, I got a few more variations of it in order to show some action. So this was our base image. And there are a couple of more images that I've added. So this is a kind of image where our main protagonist, she is in action. This is one image. And then this is a side image from where we can see other parts of the surroundings and what all things actually she is carrying, how is the entire body looking. All right, this is actually going to help AI to generate the entire scenery, the background, the precise elements of the image, and that's later going to help us in generating the clip. Cool. With that said, now we have a very important prompt. It's a long one, but don't worry about it. I'm going to put a link in the description and you can download it from there. Over here, I'm going to show you the prompt anyways. So this is the prompt actually, and it's a long one, so don't you worry about that. This prompt will tell AI to analyze the entire composition of the input images and then generate a few types of frames for us. Extreme long shot, the subject are seen small within the vast environment, and such different kinds of shots it is going to generate for us. So let me copy this and then we are going to come back and I'm going to paste this prompt over here. Now let me make a few changes to this. Let me make it images, identify. All right, and now I'm going to send this prompt to Nano Banana Pro and it's going to generate a sequence of shots for me. Let's see that in action. So we'll have to wait a little. And yes, so we get this kind of thing. Let me make it a little big. All right, so we see a very distant image that is extreme long shot. So we get this abbreviation over here, ELS. And then we get a long shot where we still see the same background. Our subject is there. And then we have got a medium long shot, a close-up shot that is for CU, and then a medium close-up shot and a medium small shot also. All right, so I think it looks pretty well to me. Yeah, so if you are not really happy with the results, you can rerun the same prompt again and you will get a little different results, and then you can choose out of the two. Or you could also over here, there's this option to choose the number of images that you want over here. You can actually choose multiple images over here. All right, so this is the downloaded image and you can look at the results. I think these three, the medium shot, the medium close-up and the center and the close-up look pretty good. Even this low angle shot looks good. The high angle one is also quite subtle. But I think this on the bottom left doesn't really shows the face, so it has messed up over here. But never mind, I think we can live with the medium rows 3 shot, the above 2 shots, the long shot and the medium long shot, and the low angle shot. I think the low angle shot is pretty good, but if we could get a low angle shot where she's actually pulling the bow, I think that would have been super helpful. But anyways, we can live with this. Next thing that we want is we want to extract one out of these 9 images in this grid. Now, how do we do that? I'm going to say add this image to my prompt, and then I'm going to use a very super simple prompt, extract the still. I'm going to choose this MCU, that is the medium close-up one, and I'm going to say extract the still marked MCU, and hit enter. So it might not work in the first shot, and if it doesn't, you will have to give it another shot. So let's see, let's hope for the best, and let's see if it works. Yeah, so it did. I think it just brought this out of this entire array, and I think it is pretty wild. The details are intact. See, the background was blur in this grid, and over here the background is still blur. I can still see the fine lines. Let me download this and let me bring it on. And yes, I think it is pretty nice. Cool. So I've got my first image now, and now we'll actually start doing some clip generation, some video kind of stuff. To do that, I'm going to use this image, and the way I did it was I would come to this image and just add this to prompt, and over here I'm going to say text to video, or frames to video, sorry, and over here I'm going to say woman shoots bow, and let's just say go. So let's see what it comes up with. Again, we'll have to wait a little. And yes, our video is kind of ready, and the moment of truth, let's play this and see what it has come up with. All right, so I can hear the sound. So there is some sound. Oh, but I think the physics didn't really quite work here, because the bow was supposed to be released, but it didn't. Hmm. Let me download this and we'll see it in full screen. So let's download it with upscaled. So upscaling your video, it might take several minutes. All right. Okay. So now we know how our videos are going to turn out to. Now we have a few angles, a few shots we have got, and we need to make a video out of those 2 shots actually. All right, so if we look at this image over here, we have got a center close up, a medium close up, and then we also have this part over here, which is a medium long shot. What if I could extract the medium long shot and then end that with a medium close up? So she's standing, and then the camera moves, and then we have a medium close up of her, of our main protagonist over here, and then this could be one of the clip for us. So in order to do that, I'm going to first extract this medium long shot over here, and to do that I'm going to say add to prompt to this image over here, and I'm going to say extract the still medium long shot, or let's just also call it MLS 3-4, and let's see if it is able to extract this part over here. Well, I have seen that in order to extract this, things do not really happen all the time. So it might happen to you, and if that happens, if that actually happens, you will have to rerun the prompt, give it something else. Let's see if it is able to extract it. And yes, it did. All right, so now I'm going to create an image between them. So I'm going to say frames to video, and I'm going to add this to my prompt and add this to my prompt. And I'm going to say transition to the end frame, and let's see if it is able to do it. So now if this happens fine, we'll have to repeat this entire or this same step for the next set of images. And you can have different kinds of clips between several different combinations, however you like it. All right, so it is ready. Let's see. I think it is pretty good. Let me download it. And let's see. Okay, so this is the video or the clip that came up. I think it is stunning. The zoom out actually happens. Sorry, the zoom in is happening. The details are preserved. I can see the light on her elbow and everything else. So I think it is stunning. Cool. Now you can repeat the steps and generate as many clips as you want, and then put in all those together and create an entire movie. When if you do that, I would say, just think through, and in such a case, use, like, let's say you created your first clip. The ending frame of that clip should be the starting frame of your next clip. So just keep that in mind so that the transition seems seamless when you put in your second clip after the first one. All right, so just keep that in mind. All right, now let's look at another method. So, all right, so now we have got this 9 set of images, and if I go to my images section over here, this was the grid, right? This was the grid that we had. So this grid over here gives us a single character in 9 different frames, but it's either kind of a repeated frame, maybe with a different camera angle. And in order to make an entire story from this, looks a little tough because we have just one person with some background, and in order to build up a story, we probably need something more. These images in all together, I don't think, or at least I will not be able to create an entire story with just these 9 images. So next step, I've got this prompt again, and there is this version 2 of this prompt. We are going to use this prompt and give it our image and then ask it to do something that we have already written in the prompt. So I'll explain you what this prompt does, but before I explain it to you, let's actually put this in action and I'll explain you what is happening under the hood. So let me copy all of this. So it's a pretty long frame, long prompt actually. And I'm going to go back, and over here, let's use this. Yeah. And over here, I'm going to say create image and put in my prompt over here. And let me say go. All right. So I'll tell you what's going to happen now. So now that prompt, what it is doing is it is going to take our reference image and ask Gemini to write a story around it. And then for that story, it is also going to ask Gemini to create 9 different images to construct that story into a video. So we are going to get a grid with 9 images, but that will actually be related to each other so that we can actually make a story out of them. So let's see that. Yes. So we have got this, and if we let me download this and let me open it. All right, so now if we look at this, I think I've got a little more zoom in. You see over here, so I could add a little more ingredient to my story if I want. So you can go back to the previous step and extract different frames out of it. Now if you see, it has also mentioned a few more details like MCU and ELS, and then you can use this for 2 seconds. This will be subjected for 2 seconds, this one for 1.5 seconds, and all those kind of details are there. So if you read the prompt, you will actually understand what these abbreviations are for. So this is keyframe 1, keyframe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can bring all of those together, extract one of each one of these, and then generate an entire clip out of it. Now we have got a base image, we have got a few prompts that could help us build this 9 images in a grid. What if we could tell someone our own little story and then use a kind of prompt that could generate us, or that could help us generate this kind of keyframes over here, right? So for that, I'm going to use Google Gemini over here, and over here I've got a little prompt that I'm going to put in, and that is a tribal woman from South America. All right, so this is the prompt. A tribal woman from South America is walking along a cliff when she comes across a ferocious tiger. She then battles with the tiger before impaling it with an arrow. She then takes the body of the tiger back to her village. All right, so this is the prompt, or this is the story that I have in mind. And now I'm going to go to this, my director's cut version of this prompt guide. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put it over here. Now what this is going to do is, it is going to give me a set of prompts, or it is going to give me a prompt that I will then put into my Google Flow, and it will generate me those grid of images. All right, let me hit submit, and we shall get a prompt. Yes, so here is my story synopsis as it says, and what it interpreted out of it. So I think it took things seriously, and it said it maintained the ethnicity, the South American tribal woman, ferocious tiger on a precarious cliffside, eventually returning to her village as a victorious hunter with her prize. And then there is this image prompt, professional 3x3 cinematic storyboard. All right, so I'm going to copy all of this, and I'm going to go to my place over here. I'm going to put in this, and I need a reference image. So for that, let us choose this one. Where did she go? Yeah. So let me add this to my prompt, and let's hit go. And now we get this. Now this is where things get unbelievably realistic. Oh my God. So let me download this image, and yes, this storyboard looks massive. But there is one little thing. She's actually walking back with the tiger alive. All right, never mind. Of course, there will be a little improvisations that you will have to do when you do it on your own, but I can live with it. This is just to show you guys. All right, so now let's use this image. Well, actually, the character is changed now. I really liked this character. This is a little different, but with a few more trials, you can actually also preserve the character. Now I am a little short of credits right now, so I'm not going to do that, but of course that is always an option. But let's use this, and I'm going to extract all my frames one by one. I'm going to say extract the still, ELS, let's say go. So this is my first prompt. Now I'm going to download this, and I'm going to keep this as my, rename it maybe as my shot one, or frame first, or frame one rather. So here is my final frame. I mean, not all the frames, but this is my first frame, and I'm going to rename at as frame one. All right. On the very similar lines, I'm going to download or extract all the frames one by one, first frame and the last frame for each of the clips. So I'm going to do that now one by one. I'm going to stop the recording here, but at the end, when I've got all the frames, I will come back and show you the remaining process. All right, so I have extracted all the frames from that individual grid that we got. So we got this grid for our story, and I've extracted all the 9 images from this. Okay. And yes, and I've put them in this folder over here. So I've got all the 9 images, 1 to 9 over here. Cool. Now I'm going to go to this place over here which says frames to video. I'm going to bring in my first image, upload, final frames, frame 1, and then, so it is still uploading. Okay. And now I'm going to upload my frame 2. Is this the correct frame? Yes. Okay, cool. And now I'm going to say transition, or maybe just transition to the last frame. Let's say go. Let's see what we come up with, what this comes up with. And yes, so our video is kind of ready. So let us play this video and see what comes up. All right, so this looks to be AI. But yes, I love the drone shot that happened at the very starting up till this point, I think. And probably I'll have to make a cut somewhere at this point. Okay, so up till this point, I'll keep in this part of the clip, and maybe for the remaining part, I'll have to, bring the tiger from some other direction or put it at somewhere else in the video clip. So I'll generate all the clips possible. I'll put them in a Premiere Pro editing software, and then we'll see how we can, generate the video. So I made individual clips from using the first frame and the last frame thing, and each of my frames actually came from this image, the one that we generated for the tiger thing, for the tiger story, this one. So I made individual clips using the first frame and the last frame things, and from that I got these 7 clips. Then these 7 clips I had put in my Adobe Premiere Pro. You can, you can use any editing software, the one that you use. And then I combined all of it. I had to add some cuts at a few places because the story wasn't in sync. But then final result actually astonished me. So this is what you get as the final result with this story. Yeah, and there is sound also. Okay, so do not leave the video right now, because there is one more important video that I made from the previous image that we generated, which was this one, where the character was even more realistic. All right. So before I actually show you the other video, what did we learn? How did we actually created this entire phenomenon? So we first had a base reference image, and there was a prompt we used for it. I would share that prompt. We used that base reference image and generated 9 more images out of it. And then we gave Gemini a story, and then used our third prompt to generate a keyframe shots for that. Okay, and then we used the first and the last frame concept in Flow, in Google Flow, to generate small clips out of those. And then we merged all those short clips and created a story video for you guys. All right, so this was in a nutshell how we actually created this video, and now I would like to show you the other video of the image that we generated earlier. Please enjoy this video and do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one.